Memorial Day weekend. It's not just a day off work or a chance to fire up the grill. For millions of Americans, it's the official gateway into summer. The long weekend brings a sense of freedom, adventure, and sunshine, and that means travel. In fact, in 2024, AA estimated that 44 million people traveled during Memorial Day weekend alone. That's planes, trains, automobiles, all of them packed with folks trying to get a jump start on summer. And that number keeps going up every year. So if you're planning a Memorial Day getaway, you're definitely not alone. But that also means you need to be smart about how you travel. In this video, I'm going to walk you through a handful of tips that can seriously improve your travel experience. Whether you're flying cross-country, hitting the road with friends, or just trying to make the most of a weekend away. Let's dive into it. This one might sound obvious, but it's so important. Book early. I mean as early as you can. As soon as you know you're planning to travel Memorial Day weekend, get your flights, your hotel, your rental car, even restaurant reservations if you've got somewhere in mind. Don't wait. This weekend isn't just busy, it's one of the busiest of the year. Flights get booked up fast, especially for popular routes. Waiting even a few extra days can mean the difference between getting the exact flight times you want and having to settle for long layovers, weird departure hours, or worse. And it's not just flights. Trains and buses fill up too. Accommodations in popular areas, beach towns, mountain getaways, national parks, those start disappearing months in advance. Plus, the later you wait, the more expensive everything becomes. Airline prices tend to surge as the travel date gets closer. Hotels start hiking their rates. Airbnb hosts notice the demand and raise their nightly minimums. So do yourself a favor. If you're thinking about traveling, start locking things in as soon as possible. Not only will it save you stress, but it might also save you hundreds of dollars. All right, let's talk about timing. Because when you travel during Memorial Day weekend can make a huge difference in how smooth your trip goes, or how frustrating it gets. Let's start with driving. If you're planning to hit the road, the absolute best time to leave is early. And I don't mean mid-morning. I mean early. We're talking pre-dawn. If you can be on the road before the sun comes up, you're going to beat the rush and avoid a lot of the stop-and-go traffic that starts building by mid-morning. If waking up at 4 a.m. isn't in the cards, here's what AOA recommends. On Thursday and Friday, try to be on the road before 11 a.m. That's your sweet spot. If that doesn't work for your schedule, the next best option is to drive late, after 7 p.m. Thursday or 8 p.m. Friday. Those are your windows for missing the worst of the congestion. And for air travel, flying out on Thursday and coming back on Tuesday instead of Monday can really help. Monday is when everyone is trying to fly home. The lines are longer, the airports are more crowded, and delays are more common. Shifting your return flight by just one day can give you a much smoother, less stressful experience. The same goes for train travel. If you're taking Amtrak or regional rail, aim for off-peak travel hours whenever possible. It can make the difference between having a seat to yourself and standing in a packed car for 2 hours. So think about your timing. It matters more than you might think. Now let's be real. Even if you book early and time things perfectly, delays still happen. It's Memorial Day weekend. With millions of people traveling at once, something is going to slow you down at some point. And that's okay, as long as you plan for it. If you're traveling with kids, pack for the possibility of being stuck somewhere longer than expected. That means extra snacks, fully charged devices, some games or puzzles, or even a couple of new downloads on the iPad. A favorite movie or a few new shows can be a total lifesaver during a long wait. If you're traveling without kids, give yourself buffer time in your itinerary. Don't book a dinner reservation for 6 p.m. if your flight lands at 4:30. Delays, long lines at baggage claim, traffic on the way from the airport, they all add up. Leave room to breathe so you're not scrambling. Also, if you're doing any kind of connecting travel, like flying into one city and then renting a car or hopping on a train, build in some wiggle room between connections. The more cushion you give yourself, the less likely one delay will throw off your whole weekend. Travel delays are frustrating, sure, but they don't have to ruin your trip, especially if you expect them ahead of time. One of the easiest ways to make your Memorial Day weekend smoother? Travel light. And luckily, the timing makes it easier. Memorial Day weekend usually brings warm temperatures and plenty of sunshine. That means you don't need to pack bulky clothes, heavy jackets, or layers upon layers. If you're flying, stick with a carry-on only. This saves you from waiting at baggage claim and completely eliminates the risk of your luggage getting lost. It also makes moving through airports faster, especially if you check in online and skip the check-in counter altogether. If you're driving or taking a train, packing light still helps. More room in the car, less time spent lugging bags around, less stress trying to find space in an overhead rack. Keep it simple. A few outfits that mix and match, essentials like sunscreen and sunglasses, and you're good. The less you bring, the less you have to worry about, and the more flexible you can be throughout the weekend. So let's recap. If you want to make the most of Memorial Day weekend travel, book early so you don't get locked out of the best flights, hotels, or deals. Time your travel to avoid the worst congestion. Early mornings or late nights are your friends. Expect delays and plan for them. Build in buffer time and pack some extra patience. Travel light to stay nimble and avoid unnecessary headaches. It might be one of the busiest weekends of the year, but with a little planning, it doesn't have to feel that way. Whether you're heading to the beach, the mountains, a city adventure, or just a quick escape, a few smart choices can turn a chaotic travel weekend into a smooth, memorable getaway. Thanks for watching. If you found these tips helpful, give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment with your own travel hacks, and don't forget to subscribe for more smart travel content. Have a safe and fun Memorial Day weekend, and let summer begin.
All World. Live like a local.